Hello guys and welcome to Revision 5. So today we're looking at 3.2 ways of working, specifically contract types. So ways of working is a huge section, so I've had to break it down into different roles. So we're looking at contract types today. So let me start my timer. Let's see if I can get this done in 5 minutes. So, right. The first of the contracts you need to look at is full-time contracts. This is usually 39 hours or more, could be up to 60. Most jobs offer full-time contracts, teachers, office workers, things like that, and they're usually permanent, but they could also be temporary, okay? So some of the advantages for the employer, that employees tend to be more committed. They're there a lot longer, so they're actually more committed. They want to do a really good job. This also feeds into the next point that they're more experienced and skilled because they're there longer, so they actually become more productive. Disadvantages are you have to pay these employees more because they're there longer, okay, as opposed to part-time workers, and also they're impacted greater by absences. So if a full-time worker is off, the business feels it a lot more compared to two part-time workers maybe filling in that full-time job. So one part-time worker might be sick, you've still got the other part-time worker there to help you, okay? The advantages for the employee is you get paid more, there's better job security. Paid more because you're there longer. You don't get paid more in terms of hourly rate compared to part-time, but you're there longer, that's why you get paid more. There's also better chances of career progression because you've built those skills and experiences, and businesses really want to promote you, and they will promote people in full-time positions much better than or much more regular than people in part-time. So disadvantages are there's less leisure time, to spending all your time at work, and your career can become stagnant because you spend all your time at work, you can't really find a new job, you can actually, but it takes a lot of time. Most people don't, so they're the bad things for you as an employee. So next is part-time contracts. This is usually 39 hours or less, okay, or it includes 0-hour contracts, which is basically when an employee works 0 hours, contracted to 0 hours, but they can be given as many hours as the business deems fit. So most jobs are typically part-time, are unskilled jobs such as retail workers, like your shelf stackers, your bank cashiers, your delivery drivers, your door staff, and so on and so forth. They're usually permanent, but they can also be temporary as well. It could be a temporary part-time contract. So I've got Sainsbury's there. When I was at college, I was at Sainsbury's part-time. I worked around my college course. So the advantages for the employer, businesses has more choice recruiting. There tends to be more people looking for part-time work because you've got people like students, mums, semi-retired people. Businesses can respond to demand. So if they've got if they know they're going to be more busy on the weekend, they might hire part-time workers on the weekend, and in the week they'll have less workers, so their costs can be managed. Disadvantages are the higher recruitment costs because you've got more people doing the same job, and you've got higher training costs. It's also very time-consuming for managers to look after loads of part-time employees. It can be quite stressful, actually. I remember when I was at Primark, I had to look after quite a few part-time employees, and trust me, it was very, very stressful. For the employee, you can work around commitments. As I said earlier, I worked at Sainsbury's when I was at college, so I did my college stuff, and then at night I'd go down and do a few hours on the shelves, stacking shelves. Part-time work can actually create more jobs because more people are required to fill that vacancy. So instead of giving one person a full-time job, you give two people a part-time job. Disadvantage, you get paid less because you're not there as much as full-time workers, and hours may be inconvenient. As mentioned, I was working at Sainsbury's. I was doing night shifts, which for me was okay, but some people would like to have a social life. So the last one is temporary contracts. It could be It could be any number of hours, but for a fixed term, 1 month up to a year. It's usually for maternity cover or seasonal jobs such as fruit picking, okay, or your Christmas Santa. So the advantages for employees that it reduces costs as you pay them when needed. You only need them when you're busy, and then after Christmas, a lot of retail companies, if they've hired temporary workers, get rid of them quite easily. You can actually evaluate the employee before hiring them full time, so you can offer them a temporary contract. If they turn out to be really good, amazing. If not, it's easy to dismiss them. Disadvantages are it's very time consuming to train and hire because you've got quite a few people coming through the doors. You tend to be less experienced and skilled employees who are looking for temporary workers because most of these are snapped up in full-time jobs. For the employee, You can work around your commitments. You can go on holiday for like 3 months and then work 3 months or whatever. There's a variety of work out there, so you're never bored. However, a bad thing is you have to keep finding contracts. So you have to keep finding different temporary jobs. You might have to go for a quick interview. It's very time consuming. And when you get to the job, you can feel isolated. Okay. It's quite hard to go into a new place of work. And that is 5 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you made some really good notes, and hope you do well on your exam question. Thank you.